Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we are creating this gold look for Christmas. So if you're looking for a Christmas look that is a little bit on the, I'm not going to say natural, but like on the more neutral toned down side, but still has a little bit of pizzazz, a little bit of Christmassy, a little bit tinsely, then this might be something you could try doing. I did dip into quite a few different palettes for this look, but I feel like it's achievable if you don't have these palettes, or I mean if you do. I do talk in the video how I might change this up a little bit, but I'm still really happy with how it turned out because I wanted to create something with gold that wasn't just a swipe of gold across the lid. So keep watching if you want to see how I created this Christmas look. Okay, so before we dive into creating the look, I will just say the base application of my makeup is the same as what I've done in previous videos, and of course I'm doing 2 makeup videos this month, so I'm actually going to do a little cheeky thing and reuse the footage of this one for that one. So I'm going to just speed through everything, and I will see you and be talking to you again when we get to the eyes. So let's go. Okay, so that is like the bulk of my face done. Now the all important eyes. So obviously this first look is my gold look, and as much as I wanted to just grab like one gold shade, throw it all over the lid and be done, I kind of wanted to do something a little bit more than that, something that had a little bit more depth to it, playing around with different gold tones and also incorporating just a little bit of brown as well. So I went through some of my eyeshadow palette collection, which if you haven't seen my video, I will link to it below, and I ended up pulling out actually mainly all ColourPop palettes. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have 6 palettes here that feature gold tones. I could have kept going through my collection and pulled out more, but honestly I feel like this is a good number to try and play around with. So I'll just go through which palettes I've got. So the first one is the Double Entendre palette. This one doesn't really have the gold tones really. I was sort of more after this one for like the nude tones. However, some of their bronzy shimmers might be alright. I don't know. We will see. I have the Yes Please palette. This is my OG palette, and look at that stunning gold right there. I don't know if you can see, but like there's a big old dint in that because I used to use it so much. So I think I'm going to try and maybe use that for the majority of my look. I have the Zodiac palette, which has the Gemini as the gold tone here. Plus the Leo is a bit more of an orange tone gold, which could be useful. We then have the Salvage, which I probably said wrong, palette. With this gorgeous gold in Corona. Plus I feel like some of these browns might come in handy, we will see. I then have the first two Disney palettes. So the original Princess palette has this really gorgeous gold One Kiss, plus this one here looks like it could be useful, maybe that one, and I'm thinking that these nudes will also be useful in deepening the look. Plus the Misunderstood palette, which has a seriously gorgeous gold in it that I seriously want to use. It is Pain and Panic. This is a gorgeous gold, which actually has gold glitter in it as well. Like, it is stunning. So I don't really know what I'm going to do. I'm going to just make it up as I go. Let's go. Let's just try this out. Okay, so I've got the Princess palette here. I'm going to dip into, where is it? Grumpy, just here. It's just a very neutral brown. It's a little bit more on the like warm peachy side, but we're going to go with it. We're going to start somewhere. We're going to build up something. Ooh, I like that. That's nice. This is actually the first time I've used the Princess palette, so that's pretty good. Okay, I like that. I'm also going to put it on my lower lash line as well to give that a bit of a base. Because I also want to put gold on my lower line, so if there's the same base, it should hopefully work. So before I get into the gold, I kind of do want to like just deepen up the crease and the outer corner, so that way I've got it's kind of like, you know, shading before you go in with the highlights, you know what I mean. And I think I'm just gonna continue using the Princess palette and go in with Triton, which is obviously that little bit darker. I obviously don't want it to be too dark, but I obviously need it to be like the next step up in order to actually see results. And since I also want to use like different tones of gold to also like deepen everything, I don't want to go too heavy-handed. I don't know. I can definitely see the slight difference, so we're just making it up as we go here, people. Then just a little bit of that on the outer corner of my lower lash line. As you can see, it's like not like a crazy difference in shade, but just enough to kind of add that bit of depth, but not a lot. As I said, I don't want to go too overboard and make it like really deep and dark and smoky, when the whole point of it is it's going to be very gold heavy. So I really do want to use this gold. Like, I think it's going to be gorgeous, but I don't want to use it all in its entirety. I'm thinking I'm going to go with my OG gold from the Yes Please palette, incorporating a little bit from the Salvagey palette because they are ever so slightly different. This is slightly lighter, but I feel like the three of those shades, let me just, where are we? I feel like those three gold shades, they're gonna look really good. I say that now. Right, let's just give it a go. So I'm just gonna start with a dry flat brush and dip into the Yes Please. I might start off dry and work my way to using a wet one. I don't know, we'll just see what happens. Right. Like, look at that. That's just a dry brush on a dry lid. I might try and maybe cut the crease a little bit. I can't do cut creases simply because I have hooded eyes, but I might try and like aim for that sort of look just to give me a bit of a guideline as to like where I'm going, maybe. I don't know. Okay, that's like over the majority of my lid. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to like blend this gold up and out into the rest of my crease and eye, so that way like there's still gold everywhere. But it'll just help like soften the gold into the brown, so that way when I go over with the other shades, it won't be too ridiculous. So as I said, going into this, I wanted it to be like a gold look, not just like a regular brown eye with like a bit of gold in the middle of the lid. So I'm going to like, I don't know how you guys can see, I brought it like way up over the brown that I've just put down before, and I'll take it on my lower line as well. But this is kind of just going to be like the base level of gold, and then I'm going to build the two other shades on top of this, hopefully. Just blend it out a little bit more with a fluffy brush because I also don't want it to look weird. And I'll take this gold on the inner corner of my lower line, sort of like halfway along a little bit. And I've kind of just like got some like gold fallout just down here. You can't really see it. I mean, I can sort of see in the mirror, but I don't think you're going to see unless you're right up in my face. And while fallout would usually like annoy the crap out of me, I'm kind of okay with like a little bit of the gold. I feel like it kind of adds like a really cool like splash or something. Just makes it more festive. I think if you can get away with any sort of fallout, it's going to be gold fallout. So I've just swatched them side by side. This is the Yes Please gold and that's the Salvagey gold. So as you can see, they are slightly different. That is a slightly darker, more richer gold. So I'm definitely going to use it. So on the same flat brush, I'm going to pick up the Corona from the Salvagey palette. I do apologize if I am saying that wrong. This is a little bit more of a flaky gold. I might have to wet this to use it, which I'm okay about. Yes, I'm going to wet my brush. So I've just sprayed my brush with some All-Star setting spray from ColourPop. That's how I do it. I don't know if that's how everyone does it, but we're going to go for it. I'm going to put this in the middle of my eye. Oh, look at that. And kind of just finesse it out. Is that the right word? Kind of have like a, you know, a crazy gold explosion in the middle of my lid. There's not like too much of a difference, I don't think, between the two of them, like actually on my lid. Too much. but that doesn't matter. We're just all about putting as much gold on my lid as possible. And again, I'm just going to pick some up to put on my lower line. As so this is more of a flaky gold than the first one I used. So it's sort of going on a little bit different, but that's alright. Trial and error and all that. Okay, so now we're going into the Misunderstood palette to get Pain and Panic. I've got to swatch this because it is seriously so gorgeous. That's what that one looks like. Obviously it's again that bit richer, and I don't know if you can really see, but there are flecks of gold in there. I have actually already rubbed off the previous two shades, so we can't even see how they compare, but like straight up looking in the pan you can tell that it is a darker shade. I'm going with the same brush. I've just wiped off the previous gold, but it's obviously still damp. And it's very flaky again, so we're just gonna pack it on the outer corner. I might have to reapply some liquid to this. No, I have like rubbed the fallout in. This has a lot of fallout, I will say that. So this might be a look that you don't necessarily do the rest of your makeup for, but as I said, I feel like you can kind of get away with a little bit of gold fallout, and you could probably kind of, as I said, I feel like you can get away with a bit of gold fallout and you can kind of make it look intentional if you know, play your cards right. So I'm just going to blend it out a little bit. So it's a little bit, I don't know, it's not necessarily harsh. This isn't a look that I would do. I don't do like, you know, shimmer heavy looks or anything. So it looks kind of weird. Anyway, we'll finish off with a bit down here. Again, the lower lash line isn't like as bold as you probably would want it to be, but that's fine. I feel like I'm gonna stop there. I do kind of wish, I feel like looking back I should have maybe deepened my crease up more initially, but like I ain't mad. Like this is what I wanted. I wanted like a completely gold look that was just straight up gold. So inner corner highlight, I tend to go with using the highlighter that I apply on my face. However, I'm really tempted to dip into Prince Charming from the Princess palette, because it is like just a really beautiful shade. To be fair though, I could actually dip into the gold from my highlighter palette, which I still might, but I'm going to go with, actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a bit of this for the base of my inner corner highlight and then top it off with the Prince Charming, because it's that bit brighter and blinding. So this will kind of just help blend it all together. This isn't too intense. With the rest of the gold, it doesn't stand out as much. So then I'm going into Prince Charming and just going like right in there. This is like a really nice, really white gold shade. Very tempted to put a bit more on my nose. I feel like this look doesn't need like a blinding inner corner highlight, simply because everything else is shining already, but that looks really nice. I quite like that Prince Charming shade. It's a really nice inner corner highlight. Okay, I don't know if this look necessarily needs it, but I do kind of like doing it anyway. I'm going to go in with a ColourPop cream gel liner. This is the brown one in the shade Brouhaha. If I had a gold one, I would probably do that. I don't actually have gold, I have silver, but we're not going to mix our silvers and our golds. We do not do that. So I do feel like this look probably would lean more towards using a gold, but the brown isn't too bad. It just kind of finishes it off a little bit and does add a little bit more definition to the lower line because there isn't really much color going on there. Now, I'm not someone who does eyeliner on my top lash line or anything like that, but obviously if that is something you do, I do feel like it would look good with a nice wing or something, but that's just not what I do. I don't really want to tempt fate by doing a wing in a video when I've not done it before. And of course we finish off with lips because this is like a very neutral look. Yes, okay, it's like straight up gold, but it's still quite neutral and like subtle. Like if you look at me, I'm just wearing like a nude eye. So of course the best colour for lips is red, and honestly Christmas is the best time to wear red lips. I have a couple of red lips here, but I'm going to go with like my OG. This is again a ColourPop matte liquid lip in the shade Siagon. I don't think they make this one anymore. Whoa. It's been so long since I've worn a red lip that it looks kind of weird, but I love it. I forget how good like a red lip looks and how much I do enjoy it. And I feel like because it is so intense, it looks fine against like not having much on my eyes, you know what I mean? Like if I had a really intense eye look, I probably would steer clear of a red because red is already bold enough. But yes. So let me know your thoughts on this look in the comments below. Give it a thumbs up if you like it, if you might want to do it yourself. Obviously you don't have to use ColourPop for this. There are I feel like so many palettes these days have at least one gold in it. So definitely play around, and if you're wanting to do something that's simple but still like festive-y and Christmassy and a little bit fancy, definitely go for a gold lid because it is super fun but really nice and subtle and easy. And I will see you guys soon with my second makeup look, which is a little bit more colourful, and I'll see you guys then. Bye!